And we are live. Good afternoon. My name is Lisa Dublin, and this is the Sunday interview of Basement Chronicles. If you've been following me for a while, you've seen the show go through many iterations. And I want to introduce somebody who's been with me through it all in the background, but making me look the way that I do on those very special occasions. It's my absolute pleasure to bring on Sherida Hope. Sherida is the CEO and the lead makeup artist, I'm sure, of She's Gold, right? That is the
That's
name of the
me.
brand.
That is me. Thank you
Oh my
so much Lisa,
gosh.
for having me. I'm so excited to finally be on your show. I
We've
can't
been,
wait to dive in and
oh
spend
my
time with
goodness.
you.
It's been a minute since
It
2020.
has. It's been a while. I've seen your whole journey, and it's just been the most incredible thing to see, especially when you spoke so passionately about what you wanted to do. And I remember having those conversations like, girl, then just do it.
Just do it.
You
Yeah,
know, just do it.
there
Just,
is. There's
just
something
get
about
out and
doing
do it.
somebody's makeup, right? Like it's very close. It's very intimate in a
Right
sense.
here. I'm right in all your business. Yes. Very close. Up close and personal for
I
sure.
know. So those conversations can be very, very personal. I'm
Yeah,
sure we get that quite a lot. But let's begin
absolutely.
at the beginning, Sharita. Tell
Okay.
us about yourself.
Okay, so again, my name is Sherida. I am the creator and owner of ShesGold. I do makeup artistry and I offer inclusive vegan products to my customers and clients. I have been in the makeup industry almost 25 years now.
Right? Yeah.
Almost since I was 13 years old. You can do the math. I'm not divulging my age. But it's been a really long time, so I feel like it's literally in me. Like everything I look at, I'll find beauty in everything. I have customers come in at work. Oh my gosh, girl, I'm so embarrassed. I have no makeup on. I'm like, I see how you look with makeup without you having anything on your face. Like that, I see true beauty in everything, and I feel like I've always been like that, and that's why I'm here. And I love making people feel more beautiful than they did when they came in.
Absolutely. So how did you get into doing makeup? Let's go back to all of these years ago. Well, not so many, because when you said 25 years, I like to ask the question that everyone is on everybody's mind. Like,
Mhm.
what are you talking about 25 years? Like, girls don't even look past 25. What are you talking
25 years of this industry has been
about?
just, I'm a student. To this day, I'm still a student. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I'm still appreciating, the things in this industry. And I'm enthralled by it. I just feel like it's ever changing. But I started when I was 13 at Shoppers Drug Mart. My mom was the manager. I just wanted to touch and feel and deal with all this makeup because I'm like, Mom, you're literally in a candy store. And she's like, no, it's a business. And I was like, no, it's kind of a candy store.
Yeah.
So I found myself so intrigued by a woman coming in and being like, hey, I have these issues, and her being like, beep, boop, beep, this is what you need, How do you remember all of that? So I
Mhm.
just remember being like, okay, I want to do that too. I want to get into it. I want to make a difference, even if it's putting a little lipstick on somebody. I love it. Not for
Absolutely.
everybody, but it's definitely for me.
Yeah. And I mean, we're not made up today. We said we're going to do like a mini
Yes, bare face. This is me in the flesh. This is rare. There's no filter on my face right now. So
makeup.
this is
And
it.
you know what? Okay, so first of all, I'm putting your Instagram handle.
Thank you.
People can see it on YouTube. If you follow me on YouTube, you can just go follow her. Follow Sharita
I love
on
that. Thank
Instagram. Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, she's the best in the business. She's been doing my
you.
sessions and all of like my. You've been doing my all my professional photos. Like
I
you've
see
done.
the images and I was like, I get that. You got
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah.
And you can see like the evolution too
Oh
of your makeup. Like
yeah.
I'm evolving, you're evolving. It's been a beautiful journey, and I'm so grateful that I've got to witness it for you.
Oh,
So
absolutely. So it's such a
yeah.
pleasure to have you here. So let's start. Like I know one of the things I've learned from you, and even like, oh, I have to tell you that your serum is the best. It's
So
very good. It's
turn
very
back. That's where we're gonna
exactly.
give it back.
And I
We're
love that it is this tall, so you get a bang for your buck. I love
100
that. You guys
mils,
check it
baby.
out.
No
Yeah, I'm
service,
telling
100
you.
mils. That was a big point of difference for the 24 karat gold serum. Yeah, it's awesome.
Exact 24 karat gold serum. It really works. And I find too, especially for like older skin. I'm gonna be 50 this year. So like the dryness of my skin, I have to watch all of that. And I might when I use that serum, it's just very dewy. So you
It's a
guys
one
who are
stop.
watching, please put your questions in the comments and I can ask Sherida on your behalf, or we'll just
Yes,
put them up on the screen, right?
yes,
But so,
absolutely. I'm here
yeah.
for it. Anything.
So let's start with skincare and what should we be doing? And like, we have two sets of audiences. I don't know.
Okay.
I know you have, Caribbean roots as well. So
Mhm.
perhaps you can speak to, because I know you visited. I've seen your photos with a lot of the Jamaican goodies and so on. So I know you visited.
Of
So
course.
yeah, let's talk about skincare here in Canada, perhaps.
Okay. In Canada, where we are from,
Yes.
is a desert. People,
Oh.
it is so dry here. So anybody that I talk to that comes to the east or the west coast, the first thing I always ask them is, "How is your skin? How are your cuticles, your hair, your elbows?" Because it is so dry here. So every day in my daily every day, I never start anything without hydrating. I hydrate, I hydrate, I hydrate. You want to make sure you're hydrating your skin. Even if you're acneic, if you're oily, if your skin is seeping oil, you still have to hydrate here because
Seriously.
it's so dry. So I'm
Mhm.
always in my stories, I'm always like, "Hey, happy Friday. Make sure you hydrate."
Mm.
Water, but also topically, because your skin is the biggest organ on our body. It is, it's naked. It's the one that receives the brunt of everything. Sun damage, all the pollution in the air, all the
Mhm.
free radicals. It's literally it's going into your pores. And the older we get, the more your pores are available. They're open. They're going to receive more toxic pollution, all those things. So it's on you to make sure you're creating that barrier.
Mhm.
Your whole body, at least your face, because that's the thing that's usually, unless you're wearing a mask, we're not in mask times
Right.
anymore.
Yes.
Some people still do, but I just feel like it's really important to protect your skin. Protect your skin at all costs.
So what should we be using to protect our skin?
Something that I always start my day with is my ShesGold spray. I have it right
Yes. Let's see
here.
it.
ShesGold spray. This is a rose water spray.
Uh-huh.
And basically, it is witch hazel, rose water, and glycerin. So this is the only way I start my day. I spray my face. I Even if you get it in your eyes, a lot of sprays, if you get accidentally get it in your eyes, it will burn. This one won't burn. All my products are 100% vegan, so they're safe for all skin types. If it's not this spray, get yourself a spray. There's other sprays. There's Avent sprays. I'm using one from a brand right now called La Rose. This one, and
Mm,
it's basically a toner and a spray.
a toner.
This
Oh.
part cuts out having to put it on a cotton pad. And I mean, whatever works, everybody's different. But I'm a one-stop shop. I just want to spray my face. When your skin is damp, it receives moisture better, as
Okay.
opposed to putting it on like a super dry, dehydrated face. You want to make sure your skin's a little damp. When you get out the shower, if you completely dry off and then start applying your oils and lotions and potions, they'll
Mhm.
get absorbed, but they won't be absorbed as well as if your skin's just a little bit damp.
Okay.
Receives
Right.
it, your skin will receive it more. So I always start my day with a good spray. It could be a toner, it could be a thermal spray water, but spray your face. It makes a huge difference.
Mhm.
It helps with hydration. You're starting to layer your hydration, so it lasts a lot longer throughout the day, as opposed to just slapping a cream on your face.
Okay. So
That's
we did say we were going to be doing like a mini makeup
Yeah,
session.
we have
That's
everything here.
yeah.
We're ready to go.
Yeah. So let's talk about like your philosophy on makeup, because like
Mhm.
I like that you don't use makeup to mask. It's really to enhance. I think I
Yes.
learned that, and I love how you do
Yes.
makeup, that it
Yeah.
enhances what. So, a personal question is: do you feel naked without your makeup? Like,
I feel so exposed right now. I can't even believe it. I feel like that's how I feel. I feel like you're knowing all my dark secrets. You're getting to know like the real deal of me. Like there's things that I'm sharing with you that I didn't necessarily want. But yeah,
but you still look good. I feel like I always have eyeliner. I don't have any right now, so
yeah.
that's the only thing. I'm like, okay, who is this? I look like a like what is
You
going
look
on?
amazing. Your skin looks bright. It's glowing. You look refreshed.
Oh,
You look
thank
like you had
you.
good rest. So yeah, no, you're stunning. Either way. But
Yeah.
for me, because I feel like I wear quite a bit of makeup every day, I'm
Mhm.
like, oh my god.
Yeah, but this is nice too. This is nice. So,
Yeah,
so
thank you.
let's start with so what are the basics? Like a woman who's listening today, who's a busy mom like you are
Mhm,
and I am, right?
mhm.
What should she have in her arsenal, like for day makeup?
Okay.
Because I do like I stream almost every day, so
Mhm.
I usually like put on my makeup in the morning and just
Yeah.
leave it on for
Yeah.
clients, whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for average person who goes to work and all of the things, what
Yeah.
should we have for
Great
our
question.
Mhm.
I always say, again, moms are busy. Sometimes you have a limited time, but you still want to just put on something so you look and feel better. It will change your mood. But a good base, a really good base is key.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to plug another one of my favorite
Oh,
products.
what's
It's
this? Go,
She's
go.
Gold Foundation. I've been wearing this foundation for the last almost 4 years and I haven't switched.
Oh,
I
wow.
wear the same shade summer through winter. It works for me and my skin, as Black women all alike. We
Yeah.
have different areas of skin
Yeah.
on our, some is dark, some is light, some is texture, some is not. So I always try and tend to pick the lightest shade of your face, usually
Mm-hmm.
under the eyes or your neck, and I match that. This foundation is great because you can use it alone, or you can just put a few drops right into your moisturizer, and then you have
Oh,
a tinted moisturizer. For the
oh.
days that you don't want full coverage, but you just want to slap on something to even you out, just wake up your skin a bit,
Mm-hmm.
use the foundation alone, or just put some cream in your hand and add a squirt into your cream, tinted moisturizer. It's lighter, you're still getting coverage, and you're hydrated. And it just took away 2 steps. You just made
Mm-hmm.
2 steps into one.
Okay, moisturize and cover.
Yeah. So if you for those quick days you don't want to spend too much time doing your glam, get some hydration, get your lotion, your cream, whatever you're using, and
Mm-hmm.
put a few drops of the foundation inside the cream. Warm it up, slap it on. Use a brush, sponge, whatever you want. But it's so quick, it's so easy because it is water based.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna pill, it's not gonna mess with any of the ingredients in any other product.
Okay, you know where I want to go before we go into like our just our basic what we should
Mhm.
have in our makeup bags. Let's talk about you and your line. I think that we should have started there because you actually
Right?
have, yeah, you're not just a makeup artist, you're the CEO of your company that produces, as you
Yeah.
said at the beginning. So tell us
Mhm.
about that evolution from like seeing stuff at shoppers and being like, oh, I want to be helping people to do this. Now we should have said like you do have your regular 9 to 5
Yes.
manage at shoppers. Like, can
Yes,
you
I manage
struggle?
cosmetics full time. Shoppers Drug Mart, Tamarack, 3735
Yeah.
Street. Come see me on the south side if you ever need anything.
Yeah, come see her.
Um,
Go see her. Right? Go see her. Yeah.
but my line basically came out of this frustration I had from a child. Like I said, I started at 13 and I did go to a lot of seminars and schools. And it was always about this universal shade. This shade will match all skin types. And I would always be that annoying Black girl with my hand up, being like,
No.
this is pink. I'm
Yeah.
part of this universe. This is not the universe. I'm sitting at a table with literally 4 other Black women, all different shades of melanin. None of us can wear this. So why are you? We can't sell it. If we can't wear it, how can we sell it? You know,
Yeah.
I can't. I like to put on things and say, yeah, I tried that. I love it to my customers. So they have a personal kind of opinion about it. But I started my line because of things like that, because I couldn't go to a store and just be like, yep, that's my shade. I had to buy
Mm,
2, mix them, and I became a chemist. You know, like a lot of other women, it's so hard to find a good shade. Then when you do find a good shade, maybe it will oxidize or it goes ashy
mhm.
or, it separates because it's so oily.
Really.
And I hate seeing that, like that line of oil, and you have to sit there and just shake and shake and shake.
Oh,
But it came from frustration. It came from me not being able to find a shade, not only for me, but like for my friends that were darker than me or my friends that were just a little bit lighter than me. You know, I
mhm.
have mixed race people in my family that it's always like, what foundation would they wear? They're like a light brownie caramel tone. What? Like who has
Mhm.
makeup like that? And I
Yeah.
mean, the game has changed so much. There's Fenty, there's so many brands that have become so much more inclusive and diverse. But for me, it was always about us. It was always about me providing makeup that was good quality that I love to wear to my clients without
Mhm.
having to send them away. So I have my little arsenal of like some brow pencils, lip colors. I had that amazing serum, which I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna do a relaunch for that because that was my
Oh,
number one SKU. It was incredible, and I
I'm
miss it.
not surprised. I'm not surprised. Please let me know as soon as it comes back in.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm so
absolutely.
many people asking. So I'm letting my community down by not supplying the serum right now, but it's been a lot, but it's coming back. But
Yes.
that's where it started, was just not being able to just go to where I work, my place of employment, and not even see a shade that would even be close to me. It was always like I had to kind of settle, be like, okay, it's a little darker and I'll just mix it with this, or it's a little
Yeah.
too light, so I'll mix it with this. Not just, yep, this is perfect for my skin.
I remember having to mix black opal at some point. Like I was in between shades and then having
Mhm.
to mix it. So how long has your line been out and what is in your product line?
So it's been about almost 4 years now, and my stars of the show, besides the serum, which will be returning and making a huge, huge comeback really soon is my foundations.
Yeah, sorry.
My foundations, my lip colors, brow pencils, just like basics, that I could go and sell at a market, or I could go outside and be like, hey, let me match you. Hey, sit in my chair. Let me try this on you. The goal was to really expand. I really want more. I want to offer more, but it's just time. It's
Yeah.
it's energy. As you know, like I have a family, so it's not me making excuses. It's just making time to sit down and really get into these products that are going to come back better than they were when I first had them. So
So,
just
so like a best case scenario, like 5 years time, if you do have the time and it's expanded, what do you foresee for She's Gold?
if I close my eyes and I picture where I want to be, it would be in the most beautiful boutique, nothing big, nothing oversized. It's just comfortable enough for a few women or people, anybody that would come, and they come and sit down for an hour, and we just add some things to their face. I make them look good. I make them feel good. They can even bring their makeup to me. I know a lot of women are oversold products. They have all these products sitting there. They don't know why they have them.
Exactly.
And we sit down and we break it down. You don't need this. You could use this for this. Like just basically creating community over vanity. And it sounds weird saying it, but let me tell you, during COVID, we never stopped. My business never stopped. Makeup never stopped. In fact, the numbers went up because more women are at home focusing on themselves, being like, hey, I want to learn how to do a winged eyeliner.
I met you during COVID, remember? I met you.
That's what I'm saying. I was doing my little underground makeup appointments because everything shut down. And I came masked up with my ShesGold logo on my mask,
Yep, absolutely.
But people never want to stop feeling beautiful. And that's what is the biggest point of the industry is beauty will never die. Women will never stop striving for perfection. You see all these women with like stuff in their face, the injections, the Botox, the Restylane, because they're chasing youth. So the beauty industry is always just a huge billion-dollar industry that's always just welcoming these people, really trying to find their beauty.
Yeah. Yeah, and while I was preparing for this interview, just thinking about things and thinking of how I use makeup, I'm not sure what you think of this concept, but for me, putting on makeup, like sometimes I have clients like 3 o'clock in our morning, right? Because they're in another time zone. And for me, part of giving that gift of myself is to present myself as best as I can. So I don't care what time it is. I will make up my face because I've got a client. I feel like I owe you that the experience of being elegant and being a certain way. So, like the whole makeup journey, I guess it's personal, but it also means so much to different people, I guess, in terms of it can enhance what you offer even as a business person.
Absolutely. And you have to admit, like you said, like when you put makeup on, you look good, so you feel better. Like it's literally a mental thing. It's therapeutic, and not everybody agrees with me saying that, and that's fine because makeup is very subjective. The beauty industry is very subjective because there's extreme measures that people go to, and there's very minimal. So again, it's where you land. It's a spectrum, really. Do you like super light every day? Do you like wearing? I like wearing lashes every single day. I feel weird if there's no lashes glued to my eyes,
I wish I could do that every single day, but I have to learn. Like we have to have a session.
Right? Like there's certain things that have just become so routine. I can do it in my sleep now, but it looks different for every single person. And I love and respect that. And that's my dream, is to have a place where it's not like you're coming in here to get your makeup done every single time. Nope. You might just need some advice on some skincare.
Yeah.
You might be going through like some hormonal changes in your skin. You're like, what do I do? Because again, it's so, even at my job, sometimes I want to post a reel. I'm like, there's just so much I have to say. I have so much information to tell you. And like people ask me a certain question. I'm like, well, what are you currently using? What are you comfortable using? I don't want to sell you all these products and then you're not even going to use them.
Oh my goodness. That's what I love, that authenticity of being able to guide people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So let's go back to what we should have in our proverbial makeup bag.
Okay, awesome. So you want to start with the base. I did all my skincare already. Today I applied my toner, I applied a serum, and I applied a sunscreen. Eye cream, of course. Eye cream. Eye cream is very important. I just had one of my girlfriends be like, hey, can I put my serum around my eyes? No, don't do that. You want to, because you put your creams on all like this, but just remember, if I can tell you one thing, your orbital area is 8 times thinner than the rest of your face.
Okay.
Your neck and your eyes will show your age first. You'll see a woman, she looks so young. Look at her neck.
Yeah. What is okay? Trina, talk to us about that.
Because your neck is so thin. If you pinch your neck, the skin in here is so much thinner than the skin on your cheek,
Yeah.
skin on your arm.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
so you need to respect these delicate areas. You need to put some respect on your neck, right? You need
I
to
like that respect on your neck.
on your neck, because I always ask people. A lot of women, even my clients, it's very like a hush hush subject. But right here
Yeah.
on ethnic women, this area is a
Uh-huh.
dead zone. Right here, this is where the hairs come, the little
Yeah.
ingrown hairs. You're picking and it's like a little black area here. I have it too. I'm plucking,
Mhm.
I'm waxing,
Me
but right
too.
here always gets denied of the love and affection that it needs. That's why the skin here is like a little rough. It's a little aggressive. Even on
Okay.
my clients, can you cover my neck? Because there's all this damaged, scarred skin here because you forget about it. If you
Okay.
could just change your mind to just remember when you're putting on your face cream, your
Mhm.
serum, remember your neck. I
And
don't
walk
want my neck
upward.
ugly. So I'm always applying, always right here. This is where it starts, your neck and your décolleté. Apply the products here, but be careful.
Mhm.
Don't be aggressive. Be very gentle here. Cupping, always,
Upward. Okay. Always upwards. And the reason for
always
upwards, remind us again. The reason for
anti-gravity. You want
yes.
your face to be higher, closer to God.
Yeah.
But you also,
Hallelujah.
right? But people are always dragging their skin. They're so aggressive. And I see my customers at work, oh, do you want to try something? Just putting it on their face. I'm like, wait, don't be so aggressive. Why are you dragging your skin? You don't want it to go down. You want it to come up. You want it to be plump, you know? So just remember that in the motions, when you're applying your products, you want them to go upwards, always up. It's called eluage, but it's good for circulation too, when you're just always going upwards on your skin, being very gentle around your neck and your eyes.
Can you hear
I
me?
can't hear you,
Sorry.
Lisa. What? Oh, yeah, there.
Now it's it. Sorry about that. I reached for this
That's
and
okay.
it's in the mic. So that's for
Oh,
any age, right? That's in terms of using of the upward motion. It's for any age
yes.
because gravity.
Yes, any age. The younger you start, the more it will become routine and you just always apply your products like that.
I'm sure that you're so right about this. Like I have noticed, like I've been doing this since 2020, right? So that this is 5 years ago. So I was maybe what 45 because I'm going to be 50 this year, and I have noticed that I look different, especially around. I'm like, what is going on? Like, do I cover it? Do I like how do I take care of it? But you're saying take care of it even better.
Just try to remember that your face starts here. Someone told me that one time at a school, like your face starts here. When
Okay.
you're in your car, when you're driving, when you're on the wherever you are, if the sun's hitting you, it's gonna hit right here first. This is where the sun always hits you. Your nose, your forehead, and right here, your
Yeah.
heart,
Mm-hmm.
your chest. And people forget this. And if you see on a lot of like less melanated women, here is very like freckly, they
Yeah.
get a lot of freckles because it's a lot of sun exposure, right? And then prevention is a lot easier than having to fix something. You want to, I have all this sun damage. I want to get rid of it. I want to fix it now. But if you start preventing it from earlier on, you'll have less to fix, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have a comment on LinkedIn. Camille says, "I don't wear makeup, but this session is so helpful for basic skincare."
Yeah.
Thank you, Camille.
Thank you, Camille. You're so right. And I have so much respect for women that don't wear makeup because I feel like that is a level of self-confidence,
Mm.
a level of comfort that you have in your own space. And I love that. I love that for you. I'm going to be that woman one day. I'm just not her right now. But
I
I
don't think you ever have to be like you know how you said it's subjective.
It's
Like,
very subjective, but I feel like even for my children, like I have a teenage daughter, and I would never let her wear makeup a day in her life if I did not teach her the importance of skincare first.
exactly.
Skincare first. I have teenagers coming in, all the cute little girlies buying all this makeup. I'm always asking them, I see all this makeup you're buying, amazing haul. How are you removing it? I see no cleansers here, so I'm assuming you have some at home already.
No.
It, right? Because I don't need you coming back here for acne products because you didn't clean your skin properly. But again, skincare is the base of a good makeup routine.
Okay, awesome.
Skincare is the base of everything. Take
Okay.
care of your skin.
Okay, so and obviously, and I know of like everybody else, hydrating is not just topical. You always recommend drinking lots of water. That always works, right? So
Yes.
many reasons to drink a lot of water. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk now about, let's really get into it now. I have eyeliner. I have, tell me what we need. Tell our people what
So
we need.
let's go step by step. For
Right.
me personally, I always start with brows.
Okay.
Brows, I
Yes.
believe, are the protectors of the keys to your soul, which are your eyes, right? Like people can
Okay.
say, I can see her soul through her eyes, but you have to shape them. Like
Yeah.
shaping this part of your face, to me personally, is starting the frame. It's starting the structure of the look. So
Mm-hmm.
for me,
Mm-hmm.
oh look, it's a gold brow pencil.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That one. Remember, I got that one time too. It's
Yeah,
very
they're really
nice.
good. And they're great because they come with a spoolie. Again, you're not looking for another brush. These type of products I bring out because they're convenient. I
Yeah.
My life is chaotic. I would never show you what I'm looking at right now because it's pure chaos.
There's a reason cameras have frames.
Exactly, exactly. But I know where everything is, But I'm
Exactly.
just saying, like, things like this are great because I'm not searching for another tool to brush my brows. I just flip the brush. So
Okay.
basically, I'm just brushing out my brows.
Mm-hmm.
They're terrible shape right now. I need to get them done by my girl.
Well, that's one of the things I always found with you, and it always came out well. Like you, whether or not I did my eyebrows, you were able to whip them into shape. Can you?
Yes, and
Uh, yeah.
that's where pencils and concealer can fix anything,
Yes.
to be
Pencil.
honest. And
Yeah.
like if I showed you up close, like my brows are in really rough shape right now, but when I'm done with this pencil, you would
Mhm.
never notice, right?
Okay. All right.
So a good tip for pencils is I like to start right in the middle of my brow,
Okay.
and I'm just creating kind of a shape. Like I'm not filling it in as yet. If you start right at the base, like right here, I feel like you're getting that first stroke and it's kind of aggressive, so it's always kind of dark there.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I don't like it really dark. I like it to kind of fade out. So I'm
Okay.
just creating kind of a shape that I'm going to go ahead and fill in. So I've extended my brow quite a
Oh
bit,
wow! Look at
right?
this.
I really extended it. There's a space there. There's a
Yeah.
huge space, and all I did is I've just created kind of a shape. So you can see the difference in each brow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm creating that shape, and now it's just going to give me that guide, and I'm just going to go in and fill it in.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
it's literally taking maybe 15 seconds a brow.
Wow.
Look at the difference that just made
Oh
just
yeah.
by filling it in. And then I kind of go back and then go into the corner and then
Okay.
blend it out. And
I hope
this
people
is just
watch this again because this is very helpful. I hope people can go back and watch this again. It's
I
on
hope so
YouTube. Yes.
because there's just little things that I just say and they're like, oh, I didn't even think of that. Whereas for
Mm,
me, this is just what works for me.
okay.
Maybe it could work for you too. Everybody, again, remember your brows are
No.
sisters. They're not twins. They don't have to be
But yeah,
identical.
that's the next thing. Oh gosh, we need to talk about different eyebrows. Like why?
Your eyebrows are not twins. Your face is not symmetrical. We want it to be symmetrical. Makeup helps to create that symmetry because not some people's noses are a little crooked. Some people's eyes are a little bigger than the other. But your eyebrows, they don't have to be twins. They
So
can be
that's
sisters.
most people. That's everybody.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
everybody. I mean, obviously some people have symmetrical faces, but when it comes to brows, I just feel
Mhm.
like
So
they can look alike. It's good if they're related. They don't have to be twins.
okay, I have a question for you about thicker eyebrows. And you remember, I'm not sure, no, you're probably not old enough to remember the fishtail eyebrows. Like I grew up in the age of fishtail. Anybody here with me? Or the
Yes, I
fishtail
remember those. I
and
know people with them still.
still because they actually got them like laser or micros
Yeah,
bladed or something.
permanent, and then they're still
Permanent.
that shape, and I've had
Yeah.
clients like that where I'm like, "I'll just put some
Oof.
concealer on it, and we're just gonna start from scratch,"
Oh
because
my gosh,
yeah,
yeah.
it was a
So
thing, it was literally a thing.
because I find the eyebrow shapes change with time, much like our jean silhouette and so on. So it's like
Everything changes with time,
right,
everything. People used to love, thick, thick, thick black eyeliner, like
yes,
but again, some people still do, and it doesn't mean just because a lot of people don't, some people, like, it's, again, very subjective. Makeup is a reflection of your personal identity.
yeah, yeah.
What do you identify with? Some people like a big black smear over their eye. That's okay. They like it. I've
So
seen women that prefer really hot pink eyeshadow and they love it. I would
yeah.
never I would never be like, "Hey, I would never tell anybody that looks bad ever."
So is there anything in your opinion? I will ask the questions everybody's thinking. Like it, like Sherida, is there anything that you'd be like, oh no, you need to get in my chair. Let me show you how to do this properly.
My thing sometimes is just with like blending.
Yeah.
Um, because I know there's women that like really want to keep up with like what's trending, what's like the latest and the greatest. But like contouring, I have a lot of women that are older now coming in wanting to learn how to contour. And I think it's amazing. So I'm always like, okay, do you want me to show you? Like, what do you need? But I just find that blending like, and I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes I'm in a rush and someone was like, is that dark thing supposed to be on your face?
Oh
But
my
just
gosh.
blending,
Yeah.
like, let me just help you blend a little. Sometimes I put contour and I've caught myself like this. I'll put contour here, get up and leave. And there's two like dark brown lines on my head. I'm like, shoot, let me just blend that in really quick,
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I wouldn't say there's nothing crazy that I've seen that I'm like really thrown back by, because I just, again, I put respect on all types of makeup, because what
Mm-hmm.
works, some people really find beauty in that, or they're making like all these designs on their faces and it's so
Mm-hmm.
beautiful, time consuming. I don't have time or patience for that, but some people do.
Yeah. Okay. So, but look at that. Your eyebrow is already different.
Right? Look,
Wow. Okay.
so it's a lot thicker than this one, and this
Yeah.
is just for this one. Like I said, I'm just faking it till I can make it to my next brow appointment. But basically, you can measure your brow by
Yes.
just taking
Yeah.
your pencil. You want to make sure it's as long as when you put your pencil on a slant.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
art should be right where your pupil is,
Okay.
and then your end of your brow should end right at the end of your eye.
Oh, right. Okay, like right
Yeah.
here. Okay, so that I think okay, so you know how it's always the people who are in the know who are the most liberal and most permissive, because somebody like me who's just like I'm like, why are people's eyebrows starting like all the way in here? But you're like, okay, no, you just need to know how. I love that attitude, honestly.
Mhm. But
Sure.
then again, sometimes I see girls that have their eyebrows super
Yeah.
close, and I'm like, oh, but that's what they like. So
Yeah. So what I
whatever works,
guess is there a middle
whatever,
ground?
whatever makes you feel beautiful, that's what you do.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So before we go on, I just want to remind people, I'll take us off for a little bit. I'll remind people at 4 o'clock today, 4 p.m. MST, I'm hosting the mother of all webinars, like giving such super valuable information about speaking, how to become a paid speaker. Sherida, I'm just gonna take us off for a little bit and
Yeah,
just put
that's
this
fine.
on. Right.
Yes.
Thank you. And so this is going to be, let me just remove this on the screen. This is going to be at 4 p.m. today. Five simple steps to becoming a paid speaker. So if you are interested, you can still sign up. I'm going to put the link in the chat in a little bit, but it's going to be very useful. I'm not going to be sending out the replay, unfortunately. So you have to be in the room to get this kind of information. It's really going to be valuable. I'm looking forward to really just starting people on this whole speaking path, whether you're an entrepreneur, a coach, all sorts of things. There's much that you can do for speaking. So that was the little promo. Back to our regular show. Look at this. Wow. So
Uh-huh.
do you feel like there's a confidence factor to putting on makeup that actually makes it, I don't know, do it well? Like I find like
Absolutely. That
yeah.
is the hardest thing. That was one of my biggest things I had to overcome,
Mm-hmm.
was being like, hey, come sit in my chair and trust me to put all these products on you. That to me is
Mm-hmm.
mind-blowing, because for me, I'm like, nope, I don't trust you. Like that's how ever since I was a kid, I'd be like, if somebody was doing my makeup, what is that? Why are you
Yeah.
putting on that? That looks a little light. Like I was very like,
Yeah.
So for
Yeah.
me to believe that not everybody is like me in that way, that was hard
Mm.
for me to overcome. Not
Right. Right.
everybody. People will sit there on their phone. I've had women fall asleep while I do their makeup, like, and I
Yeah, they
can't.
trust you. Yeah, I've learned to do that with you. Mm-hmm.
That's such a trust thing. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have that with people, but people have that with me.
Yeah,
So
because
that
you're
to me is huge, and I never take it for granted, because somebody literally is paying me to come make them
beautiful.
look the way I think they should look for that event.
Yeah.
That to me is like, that is huge.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
something I will always be grateful for. I'll always be grateful for my clients, because I'm like, girl, you came here to sit here with me for me to do what I do on myself every single day on you. So I'm so grateful for that. I feel like that was something really big for me to overcome, was the whole trust thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what if she hates it, or what if, she doesn't like it, or that part?
Mm-hmm. And I think as you build relationships with people, one of the things, Sharita, that I've had to just settle in myself is that, okay, when you do my makeup for photography, when I'm going into the studio, it always looks a bit much for just the normal. And I'm always like, oh my gosh, I've learned by now. We've done it too many times. I've learned to trust you, whatever. But the thing is that it's when the lights hit it, it just
Yes.
perfect. And I'm like, how does she even
Yes.
know? You
Because
know?
I think from working with so many like immensely talented photographers, and I'm a nosy person, I'm like, wait, can I see that? Can I see that, please? And it will let me know, like, okay, that was a little heavy on the exposure, depending on the shoot and the lighting. But I try and make the makeup look, especially if it's for a shoot, to be good in any light, for anything that you may switch into, any outfit change. I try and make it so it will still look good with no matter what you do, you
Yeah.
know? And
Yeah.
I feel like I've learned your face now. I've seen the pictures come out. So I'm like, okay, that looked good. We should try this next time.
Yeah, and to know, like, still don't know how it happens. That I'm like, okay, this looks a bit much. I wouldn't wear this to go down, just
Yes.
go down. Yeah, but on camera, oh my goodness, yeah,
Because
absolutely.
on camera, and depending on how they're shooting, sometimes you're far away,
Mhm.
sometimes you're sitting, but you still want to see your features. And sometimes if you do a really soft look, they kind of get lost.
Yeah,
You kind of have to make them prominent. And then don't forget, the way my mind works, I'm like, okay, she's sitting here, she's going to her shoot. So in that time you take from leaving my chair to get in your car, to go outside, to walk into the studio, the makeup is still warming into your face,
yeah.
So by the
Okay.
time you're ready to shoot, you're good.
Oh my gosh. So how long before you have an event do you recommend that people get their makeup done? Like, what's the recommended time before?
I would say, like, I had my client today, her photo shoot was at 4.
Oh wow.
Appointment with me was at 12.
Yeah, yeah.
She still
Okay.
had to go home, get ready and do things like that. Her makeup, the way I layered it and the way I primed her and the way I sprayed her will be
Mm,
like nothing ever
good.
happened for that time,
All right.
right? I've had clients that were at the shoot, like
Mm,
like right there, so maybe her makeup is less set. It's just ready to shoot,
mm,
It depends on the time. And
okay.
that's why I asked questions like, okay, when's your photo shoot? Like people probably
Mm,
think, why do you ask me so many questions? It's for my brain to prepare for how I'm gonna
okay.
do this.
Right. Okay, so I have another question about I'm going to be the curious, nosy person today. Okay, so what
Hey,
I love, yeah, I've always had a lot of the retractable like eye pencils and so on, but frankly, Sherida, I just find them expensive, right? For me, like because I'm like,
Well,
if
do you get the
quickly,
Vasanti ones?
pardon?
You get the Vasanti ones?
No, I haven't had Versanti. Which one is that
Oh,
one?
okay.
Oh
Okay, I
no,
thought it was Vasanti
are
ones.
they? Why does the name even sound expensive? Tell me
They're
about
not. They're $19. These are the Vasanti ones, but these ones are my favorite
it.
for like the waterline.
Yeah, yeah.
It's right here.
Okay.
Not necessarily the top, but like definitely the waterline because they don't move.
Oh, oh
And a
wow.
lot of
Okay.
times with black, I find I've done like smoky black eyes or like smoky black eyeshadow for myself, and
Yeah.
the black moves and it turns like a greenish tinge.
Ooh,
And I
okay.
hate that. Like I wanted black, but now I look green. So these ones I find they don't change. Like they stay true and they stay right in the waterline if that's what you're using them for.
Oh, okay. And the next thing that I find is that maybe it might be the caliber of pencil, honestly, because I found these are like Walmart ones,
Mhm.
the brow pencil.
Mhm.
Is there something about the length of the brow pencil? Because why is it I find like doing my brows with a shorter pencil, just my little amateur whatever, it goes on a little better than if I had a longer pencil. Is that the
Because
thing?
you're closer. You're a lot closer, so
Oh,
you have more control,
okay.
right? For example, like if I have this long pencil, I don't have as much control.
Yeah.
Whereas if I have like a short little pencil, like I have so much more control.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
that's why.
that's why. Okay. And I heard somebody say something, oh, I can paint, so I can do makeup. Is that what do you think of that? The person said, oh, I can paint. I love painting, so I think I can try my makeup. Was somebody I was talking to the other
Yeah,
day.
in a sense. In a sense. I mean, when I was just starting out,
Mm-hmm.
like getting into like doing other people's makeup, I would use paintbrushes. Like I'd go to the store and use paint. They're really underrated for makeup, like especially concealer and stuff.
What?
Um, but yeah, I would say she would have a better like because a painter is an artist, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do makeup. I'm not a painter, but I still consider myself an artist.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like they kind of go together. Am I a good painter? Not the best.
A good painter of faces.
A painter of faces, yes, but as like to be a painter, I wouldn't say I'm very talented in that way, but it's something that I feel like I would be able to pick up.
Okay. All right.
Like I would be interested to maybe like one day sit there and actually I've done paint nights and stuff. They've been pretty good. I
Nice.
wouldn't consider myself a painter. I just feel like as a creative or any type of artist,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to like having something in your hand to apply a product, you have that kind of muscle memory,
Yeah.
comfort in emotion. So I wouldn't knock her. I would be like, maybe you are a great makeup
You
artist.
are, yeah.
Yeah.
I just found it so interesting that that was how she looked at the
Mhm.
face as like a canvas and
Yeah.
that kind of
And
thing.
I do look at faces like a canvas too,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So maybe yes, you are. Okay. So
Yeah.
let's talk about where do you want to go next? Tell me. Where
Okay, so we can go ahead and do a base. I'll do like one side to show you guys. But for everybody that doesn't want to wear foundation, there's other options.
Okay.
And I am not, the person to only plug my own stuff. If I love something, I love it and I'll tell everybody about it.
Yeah. Okay.
So Rimmel, I wasn't always the biggest fan of Rimmel Cosmetics, drugstore brand.
Yeah. Rimmel, right? I remember. Yeah. Okay.
Rimmel, you can tell me nothing good about Rimmel until I found this brown lip liner. I've used it on you. It's called Brownie Pie. One of
Oh,
the best brown lip liners I've ever used. It's amazing. It's an actual brown. It's not one of those browns that go a little red or burgundy. It's brown. So
yeah.
that kind of opened my eyes and to look up at Rimmel. But
Okay.
this is a product from them. It's a multitasker. I feel like a lot of brands are coming out with these glow products for summer.
Yeah.
Maybelline has their 4-in-1. Elf has their Halo Glow. I've tried them all, but this one
Mm-hmm.
is next level.
Ooh.
So this is also a base, but for days like today, I'm not doing anything. I'm staying home. I have clients. I had our interview. I'm going to go after this and start making dinner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cute. So this one is great for those women that don't want full foundation. You don't wear makeup every day, but for sometimes you just want like a little extra without feeling like there's anything on your face. Mind you, this doesn't feel like anything on your face either, just saying.
Don't forget.
This is a great quick fix for summer. So
Okay.
it comes in a doe foot thing. And mind you, you could be using foundation. This is the one that I'm choosing today. It's not a foundation. It's just more of a glow. And I just apply it right on my skin.
Ooh.
Half.
Uh-huh.
Kind of see.
All right.
And it just gives you this beautiful glow. And I was so shocked the first time I used it. So when products shock me, I'm like, okay, this is great.
Okay.
And I'll just blend it in with just a foundation brush.
Mm-hmm. And foundation brushes are different from powder brushes, right?
Yeah, like a powder brush is going to be a little bit fluffier.
Yes.
It's going to be a little bit more rounded, a little bit looser.
Right.
My foundation brushes are a little bit more compact, so they're depositing the product a little bit different.
My goodness, I hope everybody's learning something today. A lot of women have yeah, no, it's really just interesting because a lot of us have the products and we go by and everybody suggests this and that, but now we're actually seeing how it's being used. That's lovely.
So I just put it on half my face, and as you can see, it's not giving full coverage, but it's just giving like kind of like a glow.
Yeah.
Like even kind of glow, I haven't put any highlighter on. But it just evened out my skin. You can see here I'm a little bit more discolored, a little bit you can see, but here it just gives you kind of, it's called a multitasker, better than filters. And I understand why, because it literally just put like a nice kind of glow. You can kind of see it in the light.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
On this side of my face.
And there are different shades, obviously, to that one. I could get a shade.
This one I'm using is medium deep. The medium is a little bit lighter than this, but the deep is quite a bit darker than this one.
Yeah.
I did sell it to my friend yesterday. She came in and she didn't want a foundation. She just wanted something. She's going to Jamaica. She just wanted like a nice glow. So I gave her the deep. And it looked a little bit orange, but then when I put it on her face, it's perfect. And it's one of those products that only came out with, I think, about 8 or 9 shades. The shade doesn't have to be perfect because it's just going to blend in. The point is just to give you kind of like a nice kind of glow.
Look at that. Yeah, I can see.
Look at the difference, right?
Yeah, look at it. And I noticed you didn't put it on your eyebrows. Like your eyebrows were already done.
Yeah.
So it went on the forehead.
Yeah, just on the forehead. I did the forehead, my nose, a little bit under my eyes, and just kind of brushed it over my lid.
That's very nice. Okay. Yeah, the difference. Absolutely. Okay. So that's like if you don't want to have full coverage, you just want
if you just want something, like I would do this if I'm just maybe running errands or I'm just going to a friend's house or like a birthday party.
Yeah.
So you're not doing full glam, but you just want that something. You can also use this.
If we're going to the food trucks on a Saturday afternoon in the city, right?
Exactly. If you're going to any of the festivals or events in Edmonton right now, this is perfect. Of
Yeah.
course, you want to make sure you're wearing sunscreen underneath.
Sunscreen. Okay. Sunscreen first and
Yeah.
then this. Okay. So what would be next after you've done?
So after this, I would go in with a little bit of concealer. I
Mhm.
love a good bright under eye because I have dark circles. I'm tired. I'm always tired.
Everybody has dark circles. I swear. Like I did not know I had dark circles until I started using concealer.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And I mean, the more makeup you use, obviously, the more you're going to realize what you're covering.
Mm-hmm.
In any case, I like to use a concealer that has a yellowy undertone.
Mm-hmm.
These ones are discontinued now, so I bought them all. But
Okay.
something like this, again, the Vasanti, I love the Vasanti concealers. They're super thick, so you literally need like a dot. You need
Okay. So
very,
yeah.
very, very, very little. But I use concealers that are a lot lighter than my skin tone.
And
Just
that's supposed to be how you use it, right? Do some
it
people
depends.
use?
Again, some people are like, nope, that's too light. I don't like the difference. Me, I want that brightness under my eye. I like a good, like chopped face. I'm gonna show you. Just gonna do one side so you guys
Yeah.
can see the difference.
Yeah.
But again, preference. Some people like a little bit closer to them, but I feel like if you're covering dark circles, you want it to be
Right.
like
Yeah.
at least 2 shades lighter than the rest of your face, just to give that brightening effect, that brightening and lifted effect.
Okay.
So I'm
So
gonna show you guys.
on behalf of everybody, let me tell you what I'm looking for. What
Okay.
happens after the concealer? Like where do I put the foundation, if ever? After
Okay.
the foundation, I find I've been covering mine. I'm like, okay, what was the point of putting it in the first place?
So if you notice, we did the base first.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
we did base first, and now I'm about to go and put concealer over top.
Okay.
So everything blends in. So I'm just putting the concealer right under my eye and a little bit right at the edge. I
Ooh.
like to put some under
Yeah,
the
right
brows
here.
too,
Yeah.
because again, my brows are a mess, but they're gonna look a less of a mess when I put some concealer there.
Sharpen. It kind of sharp. It gives it a sharper line
Yes,
somehow.
and it
Yeah.
looks like my eyebrows are clean and done, but they're not. So I
Mm-hmm.
put a little bit right here too,
Ooh, okay. This is
and
for
then
bronzer.
yeah, just for the concealer, and just
Mm-hmm.
remember, I'm just doing half my face so you can see like the difference.
The difference.
So really this dot would be in the middle,
Yes.
right?
Okay. Right.
Okay. So
And
now I'm gonna go in. I can use either a little fat brush.
yeah.
I can use a sponge.
The tear, yeah. So is there an advantage to using this teardrop? I noticed they recommend them a lot for the concealers. Like why?
Yeah, they're good. They're good, but you can run into problems if they're not clean.
All
If they're
right.
not like for me, like mine probably
Yeah.
not right now.
I
I
need
need
to,
to
yeah. I need to wash
but
my
they'll like deposit product and leave it there. You know what I mean? So that's where
oh,
you get some shadowing. So
yeah.
just if you do run into that problem, that's why I love these spray toners and my spray. You can
Uh-huh.
just dampen it. If you just dampen
Okay. With
your
toner?
yeah, any spray, any facial spray, just dampen it a little bit. It gives it more give, so it will move
Mm.
smoother. So I'm just gonna go in and just apply that really light concealer. Again, it's got a little bit of a yellowy undertone,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like that's great for canceling out any darkness.
Yeah, right. And you need to go a little lighter for dark circles because it's darker than your skin, right? So you have to
Exactly.
go lighter to kind of get it even to
Exactly. Then you
yeah,
kind of cancel out that
yeah,
dark shadow.
absolutely.
So I'm just putting this all under my eye. And again, I'm doing that upwards motion. I'm going up. If you notice,
Yeah,
always up.
always up.
You'll never see me doing this on my skin, like bringing it down because I want it to stay up.
Oh yeah, please, yeah. Sherida,
Right?
already your eyes are looking browner. You like how
Right?
is it? Yeah, look at this. You
And
haven't.
it was a lot lighter, but as long as you're blending, that's what I'm saying. The whole like, I'm not falling for the propaganda that you have to be exactly your shade. You don't, because as long as you're blending, you can make almost anything work. And I'm not saying something 10 shades lighter, like obviously you can notice that. But a lot of times, if your foundation's a little bit too light, you can go in with a contour and just darken it.
Okay, got you.
So if you notice, I'm going upwards.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take this little brush and just clean up my brows and all the mess under there. And it just instantly makes it look sharper. It brightens it. It kind of gives my eye like a lifted motion. And if you notice, I'm bringing it right in.
Oh, okay, right.
Right in there. So I've created that kind of, again, cleaned brow look.
Mm-hmm. Look at this. It's not even like the highlighter, like the concealer is not going to like raise if you have little hairs that are it's not. It's just not like
Yeah, it just covers.
eyes
And a brow pencil really helps to keep things in place. And I know there's people that will go in with like a brow gel, then set it, then a powder, then a pencil. Like I don't have any type of time for that at all. Like ever.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if I do,
So do you ever use the brow gel?
so I would use brow gels if my brows are done, like the
Mhm.
way my brow tech does my brows. I would use brow gel, no brow pencil on a supernatural day. You
Okay.
fill them in a little bit.
Hmm.
But other than that,
This is so interesting.
yeah, like I'll use I should be using a brow gel right now to keep this one curl in place because it's like all over the
Well, I can't see from here.
yeah. But if
You know
you
what I
look
mean?
really close, like you
Right.
can't tell that my brows need to be done now because like
No,
the
you can't.
concealer
Exactly. Look at it.
every
And it
teeny
actually
thing.
created a highlight on your brow bone anyway. It has
Yeah,
the concealer. Yeah, look at
just
it.
from the concealer. And I mean, yes, this product I did put a little bit on my eyes with the brush,
Mm-hmm.
but the way the kind of glow comes through, I love that. And it's just
Mm-hmm.
all natural. Like it
It
looks
is. Yeah.
feels nice, different than this side. This side has nothing.
It's just
This side
natural.
feels
Yeah.
like it still has nothing, but it's just kind of like a natural glow, like
Yeah. Awesome.
without it being too much. So then now after the concealer, if this
Mm-hmm.
is full glam, I would go in with a little powder just to set it, preventing creasing. And then I would go in with my contour stick. This contour stick, you'll never believe.
Okay. The contour
This
stick.
little fat baby, like
Uh-huh.
literally $5. It's from Essence. And when I realize any brand has come out with a darker shade that I can wear, I'm first to buy it. Because I'm
Okay.
like, let's see if it says what it's gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
And this, I think is the third time I bought it. It lasts, I want to say like 6 months.
Oh, I love to hear those stories. What?
This
Yes.
little thing, and I'm gonna show you what it can do because this little fat baby is amazing.
Ah.
All natural, smells like watermelon.
Oh, nice. Not bad.
But yeah, and it comes like this. Like it's so little and compact, but it's a game changer for me because sometimes I use a liquid contour and it's messy and you have to keep blending.
Mm-hmm.
This is your one-stop shop. So I just put a little bit here.
Okay.
I round out my cheek. My face is more round, but I like to have it look more snatched.
Uh-huh.
And then I'll put one down I forgot to put the concealer on my nose.
On your
Just
okay.
down the side of my nose, a little bit on my eyes. This is like quick eyeshadow, really quick
Yeah.
eyeshadow.
Okay.
A little on my chin.
Mm-hmm. And remember, we're doing one side. That's why you're
Just
doing
one side, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
one
so you
side.
guys can kind of see the difference.
Yeah.
Then I
I
forgot
think
to put
I'm
a
gonna
little liner.
learn to use the contour as well. That's the one thing that I haven't ventured in to use the
Yeah.
contour at all. Yeah, I'm gonna start using.
And that's fine. Like you have really prominent cheekbones. So if you put a
I
little
have
bit
a chipmunk face.
you have really good cheekbones, so you don't need it. But
Yeah.
I like to make it look like I have really nice cheekbones.
Oh, I think you do though. Like, does it enhance? So what does the contouring do? It
So it's creating
enhances.
dimension. If I just left my face like this side is just flat,
Okay. And this
contour helps
one.
to create dimension. It helps to create depth in the skin.
Okay.
And sometimes it can create lift. Like if you put on, you see, I just put the contour on my eye.
Yeah, look at
Just
this.
blending it out, but it looked like I took time to like do eyeshadow and I
Eyeshadow. Yeah. Yeah. Do
trick gel.
people still wear a lot of eyeshadow and stuff? Do you find, in your opinion, do people wear lots of eyeshadow and stuff, or they use the products differently now?
I feel like people use the products differently. I feel like eyeshadow is kind of taken a back burner depending on the look.
Yeah.
Like I would say 9 times out of 10, I don't wear eyeshadow. I
Mhm.
have hundreds of eyeshadow palettes.
You,
And
you,
they're like,
you remember these?
really use them.
Oh, you remember like these? Oh my God!
Yeah, everybody loves those because they have every shade, but then you only end up using like 2 or 3 shades and they're done and dug out and you have all brand new other shades.
Exactly. Because I'm saying to myself, like, if I've taken to using the concealer on my brow bone, and then I don't need to have the highlighting eyeshadow
because
anymore.
those base steps just did the work for you. Like
Yeah,
it looks like I did a whole eyeshadow look and I've done nothing but put contour
Oh, look at the contour.
on
Yeah.
my face.
Okay.
With contour, I only like to use brushes like this. Like you see how it's like cut off?
Yeah. Okay.
So it gives you that nice kind of angular motion.
Uh-huh.
Whereas if you were to use a rounded brush, it's going to make it look rounded on your skin, if that makes sense. Like it pushes it too much
Okay.
outwards. Whereas this
All right.
gives you that nice lifted look.
Yeah. Okay. Look at this. So, another basic question is in with all the blending, do you remove some of the product? How do you guard
Yeah, I would
against
say some
removing?
of it comes off,
Mm.
especially when you're using a sponge. Your sponge will eat a good percentage of your makeup.
Okay, okay. So brushes are
Some
better.
people are like, "Nope, I'm not using sponges." For me, I cut back by not using as much cotton pads by using spray toners instead of like, putting it on the cotton.
Oh, okay.
Little things, but I mean, when you're using sponges, when you wash these, how much makeup comes out of it, like
It's
a lot of
a lot of.
your makeup is moving, it's being absorbed, it's being taken off your face, it's being moved around.
Okay.
But I find when you use brushes, they'll still take some of the makeup, but nowhere near as much as a sponge.
Okay. All
But
right.
just
Okay.
like
So brushes.
absorbing the excess.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then I find brushes give you a more feathery look. Is that
they
about?
do. I find that too. I find
Yeah.
sponges are good if you're depositing a lot of product,
Mm-hmm.
If I'm covering like, maybe scarring or lots of acne, maybe I'll go in with a sponge and a corrector first just to
Mm-hmm.
that area. But
Mm-hmm.
usually I prefer brushes.
Okay. Shoot, I can't believe we're almost at time. Like, what happened? Like,
Excuse
oh,
me?
look at this. Look at the card. Wow, look at the difference. Wow, that's awesome. Look at
Yeah,
this.
it's natural. It's nothing crazy. But
Okay.
again, if you're doing contouring, use a brush that's been chopped. It
So,
looks
so
different.
that this brush that you just used for the contouring is different from what you use for the concealer and for the, yeah, okay.
Yep. So this was the contour brush.
Uh-huh.
This I used for the concealer under my eyes, just a sponge. This
Yeah.
I used for the concealer under my brows.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one I used for the foundation, still angular because I love a good angled brush because I feel like it's,
It goes
for
nice.
upwards motions. But yeah,
Okay.
four different.
Nice. And it does make a difference. Okay. So I
Yeah.
wanted to also highlight some of the things that you do. I
Mhm.
think it's very important. Like, okay, so you obviously we're not going to be going to a makeup artist every time we have to go out, but I love that. Like I've had a session with you where you taught me to
Yep.
use the products. So on
Yes.
a day, like a daily basis, I can do it. But then if I have to do something glam, a full,
Yeah.
okay, Sherida, I'm booking. I can't do the glam look.
It's also my job to educate you so you feel comfortable using the products. Maybe not as eloquently or like as much as I do, but like to feel like you're capable of doing it without me too,
Exactly. Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
need me up, I'm more than happy to be there, but it's nice for you to pick up some tips and tricks that maybe you can put into your own routine and
Mm-hmm.
regimes, or remembering, hey, if I wet my face a little before my serum, things work better for you. And as I've seen you, I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, your skin looks so good. Like
Yeah.
little tips and tricks. I think they can be overwhelming if you have too much information at once. But
Mhm.
even like that's why I say to people, reach out. People be like, hey girl, like I'm looking for a new moisturizer. My skin is like this. What do you recommend? I'm
Mhm.
sending you pictures, I'm sending you videos, I'm sending you like what I personally went through with this product, like just my
Yeah.
personal experience with things, which may not be yours, but it will help to guide you because the
Mhm.
beauty industry is
Mhm.
so overwhelming.
It's super saturated. And
Overwhelming. And
like
then
I've
the
reached
product,
out to a couple of friends of mine who like in the podcasting space and so on. So we're always on camera.
yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna like plan with Sharita and we're going to just have a makeup session where you're gonna teach a bunch of us and you do that kind of thing, right?
Yes,
Like teach a
absolutely.
bunch of people together so that you have the basics to arm yourself. If
Yes.
you want to glam up at some
Or
point.
you don't want to pay somebody every day because it gets
Yeah,
expensive. I'm not cheap,
yeah, it
you know.
does. No, no, she isn't.
So,
She's worth it. What?
so and I pride myself in that, and I feel like you get that experience. But if I can leave you with some gems that you can put into your own practice, then I did my job.
Yeah, and it's a standard, right? It's a standard
Yeah,
that you help us set for like this is how you do it from now on. I love that.
especially melanated skin. Like it needs to be
Yeah.
dealt different. It needs to be handled different. Your undertones are different. Like your
Mhm.
coverage is different. The way it will wear on your skin is different, and I acknowledge all of that.
Yeah, that's lovely. Wow. Okay. We didn't even get to I like to do eyeliner and so on, but next time for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely. I'm always here. Reach out. My handle is there. I'm always
Yeah,
happy to help. You can
right.
book a one-on-one with me. I do a lot of skincare consultations virtually,
Yeah, yeah.
as long
I
as I,
love
yeah.
Okay, and I mean, you guys, as pleasant as this has been, is this is how it is sitting in Sharida's chair. I swear, like we just have these
It's like,
conversations.
oh,
Yeah, just like girl next door, we're having tea.
yes, definitely. How can I help?
Absolutely. So
Mhm.
her handle is on Instagram. Please reach out. I hope people learned something today.
Me
So
too. I hope if anything,
really,
you tuned in and you at least learned one thing
exactly.
from
At
this
least one thing
conversation. So
to take away. That's fine. So,
yeah.
you guys, if you want to join me at 4 o'clock, we're getting ready for a big reveal 5 simple steps to become a speaker. But Sherida, you've kind of used speaking to like push your business because you go out, you do the trade shows, you do all of the things, right? I
Mhm.
love that. Like you're not shy about, okay, this is what I do, and you just booked and busy, like
Yep.
going out and making the products and making what you do known. I just absolutely
Mhm.
love that.
Thank you so
So,
much. I
yeah,
appreciate
that's awesome. So thank you for we've made it happen, girl. Yes, we
you.
did.
Yes, yes, finally.
Absolutely. So thank you everybody for joining us today. This is the Sunday interview. Do you
Thank
know
you so
next?
much.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on, and I hope we all learned something. I sure did.
You. You
And,
too. Thank you
looking
for
forward
spending
to
time
doing the
with me today.
contours. Yeah, contours next, Sharita.
Mhm. Okay.
All right,
Okay, see
guys.
you.
Bye. See you next week,
See
Sunday. And
you.
thanks, Sharita. Take
Okay,
care.
great.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.